Hello again there, YouTube fans. This is the Real Creepy Doll Man here. I'm back with an all-new episode, but it's not a normal episode or even a double episode. This is a triple episode. So what that means, the Real Creepy Doll Man will work 3 times as hard for YouTube fans and all you die-hard Real Creepy Doll Man fans from around the world. It is February the 23rd of 2022. Time is now 2 a.m. Okay, today's topic is on this doll. Numbers 579. Now, all YouTube fans and all you die-hard Real Creepy Doll Man fans from around the world will like to know, is it cursed, haunted, or possessed? Nobody truly knows, not including the Real Creepy Doll Man himself knows. The only way to sell is to do it the old-fashioned way, is to do Communicate with Our Spirit Friends, Part 13 and beyond. But I can promise you this. If I can get the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. back or not, I will try my best. If not, maybe I'll have to find a replacement for the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. for further updates. They'll let you know who will it be. Or I might do it this way. Bring in special guests to do Communicating with Our Spirit Friends every now and then. Now, before I get out of this, I brought this monster size Raggedy Ann doll. Yes, I mean monster size. This is a very huge, big, giant Raggedy Ann. Now, I'll prove that in a point because I'm going to back up out of the shot. And I want you to see how big she is. I'm going to go as far as I can without knocking the rest of the dolls over. I'll go back as far as I can go. Now that is huge. This doll must be about 4'5" or 4'6". Well, it's see, I'm 5'3", so it's about 4'5" or 4'6" in height, probably, or 4'7". It's gigantic. It's got to be about 50 to 52 inches. Could be bigger than that. It is a great big Raggedy Ann doll. Now I'm going to explain something before I go let you know how I got this doll. Okay, back a couple years ago, I think it was in 2018, maybe 2019, there was a big yard sale on Cleveland Boulevard, and there's a few other streets around that area. Over there off Brownsboro near the Kroger's area, having a big yard sale on the opposite side, away from Kroger's, facing where the apartments are. They were having a big, huge yard sale. They all gathered together, had one. The whole neighborhood was doing it. Cleveland Boulevard was one, and I walked through there. They only had a very few people out selling stuff, but not that many. And there's a few other streets selling it out. Now, I don't know the odd street I was on, but there was a side street that went into a blind spot, and it was apartments like. In the very end of the corner, I met an older lady, and this nice older lady I talked to, and I asked her if she had a Raggedy Ann or any Raggedy Anns for sale. And she said no, not at this time, but I asked her if I can leave her my name, my address, and my phone number. I also gave her a secondary number as well, which is my mother's. And I think I gave her my mother's name as well. And probably about 4 to 5 years later, which was about a couple of days ago, this was about Sunday ago, she called me about, no, this actually, I think it was Saturday when she called me. It was February, it was Saturday of this week. Let me look at the calendar over here real fast. She called me, I believe, by the 18th, I believe. She called me on February the 18th. 2022, and she asked me if I'm still interested in the Raggedy Ann she had. I told her I probably would be, so why I told her this, I would like to see the doll before I buy the doll because I wanted to see what it looked like. Now, I thought first it could have been a Nickel Blockers, but I think this might be a McCall's because this is a handmade one. And I think this is a McCall's version. It's made from a pattern. This is a handmade doll. I think all these type of dolls are unique when you have people that build these things. They're all made by hand. Now, the last video I did show an actual size of a nickel blocker that's about 40 inches. But I'm going to let you know there's a much bigger version than that. I'll let y'all know on this ordeal now to the fans. There is a 78-inch nickel blocker version out there. I don't have that one. It's about 6 feet tall. It's the biggest one of the granddaddy of them all. Or should I say the grandmammy of them all. It's huge compared to this one. I mean, this one's about as tall as a small lady or a small... She would be about the size of either a teenager or about the size of a short lady. But the problem is, this doll is still huge. This is the biggest Raggedy Ann, and I have my collection that is bigger on the, I think, McCall series versus the nickel blocker version, which I have is the 40-inch on the Raggedy Ann on that version, as well as the Raggedy Andy. And there is a much bigger Raggedy Ann out by the nickel blocker version, or the nickel blocker, I mean. Excuse me, and pardon my French, how to pronounce it. There is a much bigger one. There's a 6 feet one. It's about 6 feet high, is what it stands about as tall as a man. And this one is about as big as you're gonna get it. And I think when they made this doll, they forgot to do one thing. They forgot to put a pattern or sew the mouth itself. I can actually do that myself. If I had to buy a pattern, put on it, or I could just stitch the mouth myself together and just stitch that lining in there myself to fill it in. And fill it in with the red thread to match the stitching. I mean, I could just go back and just stitch it in myself. But I know how to do that as well as myself because I've done that before. But I won't do that. I'll leave it like it is. I think it's unique like it is. It's one of a kind because it's not the same like other Raggedy Anns. And it's a little dirty, as you can see. It's got some type of stain up here. It has to be cleaned. I'll have to clean this. I'll try to clean this off, whatever this is. But I'll try to get that off. That little stain on it. But other than that, I'll get that little brown stain off of it. I think I can remove that. It's an easy removal. Other than that, I can get all that off because, it's just easy to come off. And I tell you, she's almost like new. Now, I said keep watching more to come from the Real Creepy Doll Man because we still have 4 more 4th anniversaries left for this February. Who will they be? Watch and find out. And this is the Real Creepy Doll Man saying to all the fans out there, goodbye. And God bless you all.